a prepaid debit call from a prisoner at the Michigan Department of Corrections Macomb facility. If you feel you're being victimized or extorted by this prisoner, please contact GTL customer service at 855-466. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call. This call is from a correctional facility.
Being handcuffed, not being able to do anything, it's heavy. It gets really, really heavy when you lay down and close your eyes, or you're just laying there and not feeling. There are so many that go through your mind. So many different things. What could be, what should be, what you want it to be. Man, it's heavy.
How do you settle your mind down?
I don't try to wrangle my thoughts in. I just let them run. Whatever comes to mind, I just follow it out to its end, to its beginning. As of lately, I have been trying to have some spiritual hygiene, if you will. Like, hey, I am not going to give my worries power. Things that I worry about, I won't give them power. I won't give them.
Anybody who's been in prison is fighting institutionalization and prisonization. My name is Craig Haney, and I've been studying prison conditions and how people are changed and affected by prisons for decades.
I am Dennis Littleton. I am 50 years old, and I have been incarcerated for 26 years now. I will start my 27th year, August the 22nd.
I'm sure Dennis is feeling incredibly frustrated by the struggle that he's been in, not just someone being incarcerated, but being wrongfully incarcerated. It's that much harder if you're doing that time, absorbing that pain, undergoing those changes as a result of something that you didn't do but have nonetheless been held responsible for. So he's, I would say undoubtedly, and I can say this without having met him, undergoing a torturous ordeal that hopefully will at some point come to an end.
Michigan is more of a mental prison anyway. It's not what you imagine it to be. Don't get me wrong. It's not like they are trying to reform or try to help you be reformed or anything like that. They feel like their job is to punish.
The day-to-day existence of an incarcerated person is one that in many ways is filled with pain. The pain of deprivation, the pain of longing, the pain of loss, the pain of inactivity.
It's prison, so if you've been down for a while, you've seen acts of violence that it's almost like if you're driving to work and there's a car accident and, you see that, people are injured and you're concerned, because people are hurt. Once you get past it and it's the next day and there's another accident, you're like, man, but if it happens again and again and again, you just start to worry about getting to work on time. It kind of desensitizes you. Steady seeing violence or hearing about the violence or witnessing the violence or being part of the violence. All of that stuff kind of desensitizes you over time. So it may be a few guys that are hurt or have some trauma behind it, but they won't show it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a bravado thing. There is a predator and prey aspect to it.
Prisons force you to adapt to the routines, the habits, the deprivations, the degradation, the dehumanization. You don't do it willingly, but you do it because you're forced to do it. If you don't adapt, you're punished.
My name is Alexandre Richardson Ansari. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I mean, when I went to jail, I didn't even know what was going on. I was just basically blind, kidnapped, put it somewhere I didn't even know. I did it for something I didn't even do. And I just had to live with that every day, trying to figure it out, like, why am I in here? You know, did I make a mistake? I'm asking myself so many different questions. Like, it's basically like purgatory, so it's like, I just had to figure out, it's like over and over and over and over each day. I woke up, same thing, till I started having to get routines.
Prison mental health care is notoriously insufficient and inadequate and incompetent. And so many people are medicating themselves in prison, not just to get past the day-to-day painfulness of their existence, but they're medicating themselves, self-medicating, because they have mental health problems that are not being treated. So they're treating themselves, essentially. Prisons are full of drugs. I've had many people tell me that they were never in a place where access to drugs was so easy as in prison.
Thought if I try heroin in there, that I can either get hooked on it and be hooked on it while I'm in prison, about to die in prison, or I was gonna die.
So a famous sociologist named Irving Goffman wrote about institutions and pointed out that institutions put people through what he called mortification rituals, the figurative killing of the self to replace it with an institutional self. And I think prisons are the epitome of that kind of mortification ritual. They really try to homogenize them in ways that ultimately end up dehumanizing them. So take away not just their freedom, but take away opportunities to be persons, really.
I mean, through the process of me being in jail and in prison, I had to try to kill myself a few times because, I didn't understand why I've been here, but it did never happen. Every time I tried, it's like I probably wasn't strong enough. I'm not strong enough for that. It wasn't my time to go. Because I tried a few times in different ways.
And one of the ways that people survive that day-to-day painful existence is by numbing themselves.
It's just the atmosphere. I got to change my atmosphere because it's not the numb atmosphere no more. Every day I'm working on myself, and I'm hoping that I can be a reflection for others because, I see that everybody need healing. And, I'm going through this, but, I see that every single person on this earth need healing.
I feel good to help, if that makes any sense. It makes me feel good to be able to help someone or give them some advice or point them in the right direction, or it gives me a fulfilled feeling to help. I recall when I got kicked out of Detroit public schools, it was a school for all the bad apples from the city. And it was one teacher in particular, his name was Mr. Pryor. And he would just open the floor for all questions, whether it was sex, drugs, money, parents, whatever it was about. And he would answer truthfully and with your same language and level. And it felt so good to have someone do that. I want to try to replicate that.
What my existence is life. Nobody asks themselves, what's their purpose of existing in this life? So I figured that mine is a helper because I feel like that's my duty to society now. Is to help my community in any way I can from my experiences that I've been through. And just understanding that if I had to be in prison, then maybe it was a job that the Most High wanted me to do. That's why I'm in there. I had to reach somebody that probably couldn't be reached, or maybe I needed to be reached.
But I have to tell myself, hey, I keep on getting blessed. I got to be doing something right.
It's really amazing how you can go back and think about a couple of people in your life who really changed who you are and the way you think. I think you're one of those people, Dennis. I think you're one of those people, for me at least.
I'm glad that you feel that way.
Thank you for using GTL.